In this video, I'll be covering all the upcoming banners and reruns from version 5.5 to 6.0. Whether you're planning your Primogem savings, waiting for a specific character to return, or just curious about what's ahead, I've got you covered. We'll break down what we know so far, including patterns, insider info, and reasonable speculation. So if you're wondering when your favorite character might be back, stick around. There's a lot to discuss. In version 5.5, first up, we have Vereesa, a brand new 5-star Electro character. Not much is known about her weapon type or playstyle yet, but it's safe to assume she'll bring something fresh to the table, as Electro hasn't had a ton of new characters recently. Next, Xianyun, who's been rumored for release since versions 5.2 to 5.4, is now expected to be a 4-star Electro character in 5.5. It seems the developers are trying to find the right moment for her, and having her as a 4-star makes sense to avoid overlap with Vereesa. Alongside Xianyun, we're also expecting IFA, another 4-star character, though we don't know much about him yet. He could be another Electro unit, but we'll have to wait and see. Now let's talk reruns. Venti is 100% confirmed to return on May 5th. He's the last Archon following the established rerun pattern, so there's no doubt about his banner. For a Natlan character rerun, Mulani or Keenich are strong contenders, since Fontaine Archons had their reruns early, and Natlan characters are likely to follow suit. Xianyun could also make a return, especially given the Abyss buffs in 5.4, which would benefit her. In terms of lore, Columbina might step in to take the Pyro Gnosis in the Archon Quest. She's a high-ranking Harbinger and has a lot of mystery surrounding her. Given her position, she could play a major role in 5.5 story, whether as a direct player in the Gnosis exchange or pulling strings behind the scenes. Moving on to 5.6, a Fontaine 5-star is expected, with the two most common translations being Akifi or Effie. However, like with Mizuki, early names can be misleading, so don't take them as gospel. From the design, it looks like she could be a pyro sword user, given the knife in her concept art and her theme as a chef. It makes sense for her to have pyro powers, since fire is essential in cooking. Also, we're finally getting Dahlia, a long-rumored 4-star character. Based on leaks, Dahlia will likely be from Natlan and will be a 4-star male character, addressing some player concerns about the region being dominated by female characters. If we look at Natlan reruns, it's likely that Mulani or Keenich will appear in 5.6, with Kokomi being overdue for a rerun as well. Emily might also be a candidate for the second half of the update. Version 5.7 is where things get really exciting, especially with the official release of SKIRK. SKIRK has been speculated for a long time, and it was thought she'd appear in Snezhnaya, but it turns out she'll be joining us in Natlan. SKIRK is rumored to be a 5-star cryo DPS, which would fill a much-needed role in the cryo roster. If she's as powerful as her lore suggests, she could become one of the strongest playable characters, surpassing even the Archons. Additionally, MAUVIKA is expected to get her first rerun in 5.7, likely alongside XILONEN. The timing makes sense, as Archons tend to get reruns about 4 patches after their initial release. We might also see Yoimiya as a rerun in 5.7, as she's been a consistent feature in Archon-related banners. Finally, 5.8 will likely be the summer event patch, focused on reruns with no new characters added. The Natlan characters who haven't had a rerun yet, like Citlali, might get one before we leave the region. We can expect a mix of Fontaine and older characters, especially those who haven't had a rerun in a while. Now let's talk about version 6.0, the big one. We know this will be a major update as it marks the transition from Natlan to Snezhnaya. Fans are eagerly awaiting new regions, characters, and lore to delve into. While not all details are confirmed yet, one thing is clear. It's going to be a turning point for the story, especially with the ongoing Fatui-related plots. For starters, Snezhnaya is finally on the horizon, and we're likely going to see major story developments involving the Fatui Harbingers, and perhaps even some major shifts in the Archon Quest. It's also safe to expect a new set of mechanics, with many believing that 6.0 could introduce a completely new element or system to spice up combat. Keep an eye on leaks and teasers from the official Genshin channels as the update nears, as we'll probably get more hints in the coming months. Now that's everything we know so far about the upcoming versions, but 6.0 is definitely one to look forward to. That wraps up everything we know so far about the upcoming banners from 5.5 to 6.0. With new characters like Vereesa, SKIRK, and Fontaine's Chef, plus highly anticipated reruns, it's shaping up to be an exciting few updates. If you're planning your pulls or saving Primogems, I hope this video helped. Let me know in the comments which character you're most excited for, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.